Okay, here we go. I've got a leaf. So I'm going to group this together. Right now you see if I just select the line, it will move independently. I'm going to select both shapes and then do Control G to group that. And now when I drag the shape around, it moves the whole thing around. Hold down the space bar, move this down. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is kind of make this into a side-by-side design like you see down here. To do that, the first step is just to simply rotate this at a 45-degree angle. So when I have the shape selected, the black arrow, you bring your cursor outside that corner. It turns into a rotate button. Lily, yes? I'm gonna click and drag on this while holding the shift key. If you hold the shift key, it will snap at 45-degree increments. Okay, so that now is like pointing in the right direction. Let's copy this. So that's the Alt key. I'm gonna hold Alt and drag. And then, okay, if I rotate this now, I could rotate it back into place. And actually, that will work if you hold down the shift key and snap it 90 degrees. Another easier way, and we're gonna do this later, is we're gonna use the O key, and that is reflect. That's the reflect tool. And now when I rotate this, it'll snap into place. Okay, these next few steps are gonna go by kind of quick. I'm gonna now group these two shapes together. Select the box, and we're gonna do Control G. So now these two shapes move together. Now this is very magical. I'm gonna hold Alt. I'm gonna hold Shift and click and drag up. So Alt and Shift will copy it, but it will also keep them going straight up. And we'll line this up how I want it. And now the keyboard shortcut Control D simply repeats the last step that I did. So since the last thing I did was click and drag it up, Control D, clicked and dragged it up again and made a copy. Control D, Control D, Control D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna zoom out. And I'll do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've got a dozen of these leaves. Use your black arrow. And let me move this over. I'm gonna group all these guys together. And clean up a few things here. Black arrow, select all the shapes. Yes. Control G to group it. Awesome. So now I've got this little leaf wreath thing right here. Very fun. One thing I wanted to add that I didn't do before was like, I'm gonna make a little stem here. Turn up the stroke. Okay. Let's make this a little shorter. You know what, I'm gonna actually, because I want it to be a little thicker, I'm gonna use a box, a rectangle. There we go. And now I'm gonna use a fill, block fill. And I'm gonna center these, so I'm gonna use the align tool to align them along the center. This is optional, this little stem. In fact, I don't like it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Are you taking off? Thank you.
I'll come back tomorrow because I still have a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I need to go.
Yeah, 0 period, man. Yeah, you are welcome. Yep. Thanks, man. Okay, here we go. So now we need to make an arch out of this in order to finish our wreath. If you see this wreath shape down here. I'm going to rotate it, so I'll grab the little rotate control, hold shift, so it snaps into place. There we go. Can you guys turn that down a little bit? Thank you. Now we need to arc this. So I'm going to take my row of laurel leaves, use the effect down here under warp. I'm going to use arc. You have to make sure preview is checked. If you don't, oh, maybe you don't have to check preview. Okay. And you can kind of bend this to your will. I'm going out to about 70-ish %, like so. Click OK. Now, there's one thing I need to resolve. Notice that the shape is different than the outlines, because this is like an effect. So right now I need to finalize that effect, like flatten the effect. To do that, you go into the Object menu and choose Expand Appearance. And now it snaps into place. You can probably guess what I'm going to do next. I'm going to rotate this into place, hold down the Shift key. Let's copy it. I'm going to go Alt. Whoops, can't move. Oh, fall off the drawing area. I'm starting to work in a very large fashion now. I'm going to shrink this down. And when you shrink it down, you need to fix the stroke. Okay, so that still looks pretty good. I'll hold Alt and click and drag over. And then again, we need to do the... How are you? Come in, come in. Lily's right there. She's good, she's great, she's doing great. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so we're going to reflect this again, because this is just like the leaf that we reflected over here. So I'm going to use the O key, and then we'll click and drag this around. Hold Shift. Boom. I mean, that just looks so cool. We made it all by hand. To turn the wreath, and I want you to take one of your icons, and like I'm going to take this Chihuahua icon. No. I'm going to do my goat. I'm going to select my goat, hold Alt, I'm going to drag him up here. Drag him up here. So please put your one of your icons here in the middle of your wreath to turn this in. Screenshot that guy. That's looking very fun. Eventually we're going to have our crest inside this. But yeah, I just want to see some of your designs again. I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry about all the background noise. Good luck. Oh, I didn't actually stop it that time. Let's try that again. Oh, was I not recording? Dude, I didn't record that. I'm dying. I'm dying right now.